Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all the Rip Right Hadith disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to a new video on Rip Right HD. And today I'll be showing you guys how to do a proper muscle up, as well as the techniques and the secrets that you need to know. Stay tuned, stay ripped.
مفتوح للاجتهادات التقليد. هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ والى اخره.
Okay guys, so we back, and first and foremost is what I'm gonna show you is everybody does muscle ups differently, whether you call them muscle ups, incredibles. So it's 3 different grips. You have the regular pull-up grip when you're doing a muscle up. So if you look here, the pull-up grip is regular like this. So you're holding the bar and your knuckles is almost like facing up. That's the first way. Then you have this way, which is called an iron wrist, where your knuckles is facing straight, right? Then you have another way, which is called a false grip, in which your knuckles are facing more down. And one thing you have to know is that you have to find what style is best for you when it comes to the muscle up. Most people learn this way, then some end up doing their muscle ups like this, and some end up going to the false grip. So my thing is, I do 2 ways. I either do iron wrist or I do false grip. So everybody knows when you're in this position, you don't really need that much wrist strength to pull this off. It's needed, but not as much as it comes to the iron wrist or when you're doing a false grip. So my advice is for the beginner to start getting your wrist strong from now. So the first step for me is dead hanging from the pull-up bar, either in false grip or iron wrist, to get those wrists strong. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay guys, I'm going on a super low bar. The reason being is because I gotta show you guys the actual form and how to do it. So the first step is trying to get the iron wrist or the false grip. Some people might disagree and say, no, start them off regular. But if you start regular, I find it hard for a lot of people to get that transition to twist into the iron wrist. Why they're having a hard time to twist? Because they haven't got that strength yet in the wrist. So this is the first step. Either go in iron wrist or go in false grip and hold as long as you can. Hanging. You're gonna feel the difference in your forearms. So you just wanna hold as long as you can on a dead hang. Hold as long as you can on a dead hang. Do sets of that. Whatever you notice your max holding, if you can hold for 30 seconds, then go for 30 seconds. And then do that 3 to 5 sets. Try to practice that every day, just holding. Either in the iron wrist or the false grip. That's just to get your wrist strong. Because if you look, when a person has a strong wrist and he goes into the false grip, as you've seen in the introduction, you hear, so you can hold that weight, then you can easily come up. So in order to master the muscle up, in my opinion, you have to get those wrists strong. And in order to get the wrist strong, I find that the best way is to start off in iron wrist or false grip. Dead hang hold. Just dead hang in that position. So that's the first step. Okay guys, so the next step is doing strict pull-ups. Depending on how many pull-ups you can do, just do them strict. And like I said, if you can't do pull-ups, my favorite thing is using a resistance band. So if you can't do a pull-up and you're just starting out, go check out my video, Calisthenics from A to Z, in order to see how to do a pull-up. So the next step after dead hanging is make sure you're doing your pull-ups in good form and make sure you can do a lot of them. I recommend about 10 to 20 reps, but I know people that can't hit 20 reps but can do a muscle up. You know, they might kick, but that's how everybody starts. Nobody starts with clean pull-ups or clean muscle ups. If they told you that, they're lying. So let's go to the third step. And I learned this from TD, man. Shout out to TD. It's high pull-ups, but the way he taught me is to do one, walk away from the bar, do another one, and do it as high as you can. And like I said, now if you can't do high pull-ups, use the resistance band. He would do one, rest, walk, then he would come back, do another one, and he would do it as high as he could. Rest. You're building that muscle that's gonna allow you to go over that bar. You're building that muscle that's gonna allow you to go over that bar. So once your wrist gets strong, you're doing proper pull-ups, and then you're also doing high pull-ups. And for example, if you can't do high pull-ups, you're gonna wanna grab the resistance band. So we're gonna show you that with the resistance band real quick. Okay guys, if you're just starting out on a muscle up, I advise you to get the thick, if you see the thick resistance band, some people don't want to admit it, but they started off like this. Get the thickest resistance band you can get. This is from 50 to 125 pounds. You want to put that in there and slide it through and pull down as hard as you can and step into it. Hold on. Let me get into this. And then, because it's going to propel you up and it's going to give you confidence that you need. When you see how high you're going with it, it's going to motivate you. See, it's motivating me because I'm going up to my waist. And without it, I can't. So you start doing your high pull-ups here. And with anything, man, if you need that extra resistance, use it. That's what it's there for, to help you to get to that stage. If you lose your legs and you can't walk and you gotta relearn how to walk, what you think, you just get up and start walking? No, you're using the walker, you're walking in between the dip bars when they're rehabbing you. You know, they might have cast or different things on your legs to help you. So use what you can to help you to progress to the next stage. So let's get to the next part of the muscle up. So right here we're doing straight bar dips because you need to have that straight bar dip strength once you transition. So once you're here hanging, you're gonna need that extra push. So get on a low bar. You could do it on the dip bars, and what you want to do is you want to jump up there, kind of like bend your back over the bar and push and do reps of these. Do reps, whatever you could do. I'm not putting a number on this because my number is not like your number, or when I began, it's probably not the same as you. Wherever you feel discomfort at and you can't go, make sure that's your number. Then when you get used to that, increase your number. You don't stay at the same stage. So that's the next one. Now we're gonna move straight over into the actual muscle up with, you know, the resistance bands. So guys, we're gonna do a demonstration. 41 years young, my boy Nori in the building, 230 pounds. He can't accomplish the muscle up on a straight bar. So we're gonna use the resistance band and we're gonna do a trick that I learned from Giant. Shout out to Giant, man. Minus the situations. So push down. So This is a trick you want to do. Once he's going up, you want to help him at the bottom of his feet. You know what I'm saying? If you got heavy weights like this, or people that just can't get it. So 1, 2, 3. Up, come down. Back up. Up, come down. Up, ah. Straight bar dips, give me 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. Good money. Yo, shout out to Nori, man. So that's one way that if a person has a resistance band and still can't get it, he might need you to give him that push. Now, if you realize when he's doing the muscle up, like I said in my first tutorial, he's closing the trunk. So he's, stop doing your trying to go up like this. No, that's an explosive pull-up. Don't go straight up at first. Only when you get better, you'll be able to go straight up. What you want to start doing is going out, then over. So, for example, look at the swing out. I'm going to swing on this. Swing, over, out, over. Practice that, the 5 steps that I gave y'all, and I guarantee you, if you're consistent, you will have the muscle up. But don't watch these YouTubers that's doing 1,000,000 muscle ups and think that happened in a day. No, it takes time, man. So if this was helpful, man, get this video a like. I appreciate it. Stay tuned, stay ripped. Shout out to my man Nori, showing y'all that 41, 230 pounds resistance band with a little help. If he did that every day with somebody tossing him, after it would just get easier. Then he'll go lower and lower on the resistance band, and eventually I'll stop helping him, and eventually he'll have it. Okay guys, last but not least, this is why I think that iron wrist and false grip is better than regular grip, is because with regular grip, when I'm coming up for the muscle up, once I get here, now I gotta turn here and get into that iron wrist position anyway. So if I gotta start in regular grip and then...
Okay guys, look at my hands. This is what we call regular grip. This is what I use for pull-ups, but I don't use it for muscle ups. So watch closely. Okay, so this is what we call iron wrist, and as you see, I was in regular grip, and now to get over the bar, I had to go into the iron wrist grip to get over the bar.
Turn just to get up into that iron wrist. What happens if I'm already in iron wrist or false grip? Check it out. No turn. No need to turn the wrist now. Or even more so in false grip. No need to turn the wrist. There was no turning of the wrist at all. So this is why, in my opinion, false grip and iron wrist is better than regular grip when it comes to the muscle up.
In conclusion, if you have to transition to the iron wrist and able to get the muscle up, then why not start in the iron wrist? It makes more sense. If you have to start in regular grip and eventually transition to iron wrist, what happens if you already are in iron wrist? It makes the muscle up a lot easier. All you have to do is train your wrist in that style of grip, and the muscle up will be nothing.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh